Americanah by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. Summary: Americanah by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, published in 2013, is a novel that follows the journey of Ifemilu, a young Nigerian woman who moves to the United States for her education and later becomes a successful blogger. Through Ifemilu's experiences in Nigeria and America, Adichie explores themes of race, immigration, identity, and belonging. The novel is both a love story and a profound commentary on what it means to be an outsider and the search for authenticity in an increasingly globalized world. Plot summary. 1. Ifemilu and Ibens's youth in Nigeria. Ifemilu and Ibens meet and fall in love as teenagers in Nigeria. Their bond is strong and idealistic, deeply rooted in shared dreams and aspirations. Growing up under a repressive military regime, they envision a life outside Nigeria, where they can find greater opportunities. Although they are inseparable, Nigeria's political and economic turmoil eventually forces them to consider leaving the country. 2. Ifemilu's move to America and her struggles. Ifemilu receives a scholarship to study in the United States and reluctantly leaves Ibens behind. Upon arriving in America, she faces culture shock and the harsh realities of being a black immigrant. Her initial enthusiasm fades as she confronts racial prejudice, financial struggles, and a sense of alienation. She experiences a crisis of identity, feeling the weight of her foreignness and the new racialized identity imposed on her by American society. 3. Ifemilu's blog and reflections on race. As Ifemilu navigates American society, she starts a blog titled The Non-American Black, where she writes candidly about race and her experiences as an African woman in the United States. Her blog posts, which appear throughout the novel, explore the subtle and overt forms of racism she encounters, as well as her observations on how race shapes American life. Through the blog, Ifemilu gains a voice and a sense of belonging, becoming known for her honest and incisive commentary. 4. Ibens's journey in England and return to Nigeria. Meanwhile, Ibens's attempts to join Ifemilu in America fail after the 9/11 attacks make it difficult for immigrants to enter the United States. Instead, he travels to the UK, where he lives as an undocumented immigrant, working menial jobs and constantly fearing deportation. His experiences in England expose him to a different kind of alienation and highlight the challenges immigrants face in hostile environments. Eventually, he is deported back to Nigeria, where he becomes a wealthy businessman, though he remains dissatisfied and disillusioned. 5. Ifemilu's return to Nigeria and reconnection with Ibens. After years in America and achieving success as a writer, Ifemilu decides to return to Nigeria, feeling disconnected from her adopted country. Her return is marked by a reverse culture shock, as she is now viewed as an Americanah, a Nigerian who has adopted American ways and is no longer fully Nigerian. Despite this, she reconnects with Nigerian culture and her sense of self. Ifemilu and Ibens, now both changed by their experiences abroad, eventually rekindle their relationship. They confront the changes they've undergone and the challenges of bridging the distance that time and experiences have created. Their reunion is both joyful and bittersweet, as they grapple with the realization that love has endured but must be reconciled with their new identities. Key themes. 1. Race and identity. Through Ifemilu's experiences in America, Adichie explores the complexities of race and how it shapes identity. The novel examines how race is perceived differently in America than in Nigeria and how immigrants grapple with their blackness in a racialized society. 2. Immigration and belonging. Both Ifemilu and Ibens experience the challenges of immigration, from culture shock to alienation and discrimination. Their journeys highlight the difficulties of finding a sense of belonging in foreign societies and the compromises immigrants make to adapt. 3. Globalization and cultural hybridity. The novel reflects on the cultural exchange between Nigeria and the West, exploring how globalization impacts identity. Ifemilu's return to Nigeria as an Americanah illustrates the tension between her Nigerian roots and her American influences. 4. Love and relationships. At its core, Americanah is a love story between Ifemilu and Ibens, who struggle to maintain their connection across continents and through changing circumstances. Their relationship serves as a metaphor for the search for authenticity and connection amid societal pressures. 5. Self-discovery and authenticity. Ifemilu's journey is one of self-discovery, as she learns to reconcile her Nigerian heritage with her American experiences. Her blog and her eventual return to Nigeria represent her journey toward a more authentic sense of self. Conclusion. Americanah by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie is a powerful exploration of race, identity, and belonging, offering a nuanced portrait of the immigrant experience and the complexity of love and cultural hybridity. Through Ifemilu and Abenza's stories, Adichie captures the tension between home and the broader world, showing how individuals navigate changing identities in a globalized society. Americanah is celebrated for its wit, insight, and honesty, providing readers with a compelling narrative that bridges cultures and speaks to universal themes of self-discovery and connection.